Hello guys and gals, friends and pals. I'm coming at you with a kind of demo slash review of my Vox AC15 amp. Now, I've had this amp for about a year maybe. I was coming off of a orange TH30, which you might have seen earlier on my channel, which I actually happened to sell. But essentially, I've fallen in love with this amp. I don't have any negatives to really share about it. I'm just so through the roof with excitement when you find an amp that just complements your playing, complements your tone, and inspires you. You know, it's just a really special thing. And as guitar players, and myself personally, I found myself constantly just going through amp to amp and not really finding my tone, not really finding something that suits the way I play. And definitely the Vox AC15, it's a step in the right direction for what I want my tone to be, how I want to sound live, studio. It's fun to have multiple amps if you want to experiment with like weird tones and like little studio bits, you know, a little lead part or a little kind of funky sounding part, etc. But in general, for like my main rhythm guitar tone, especially for my band, etc., the Vox AC15 just does everything I need. I don't like amps with too much gain because I already play like pretty hard, and I like to use high output pickups because it really like captures my dynamics. You see, I'm running like straight into the amp basically. I'm diming the top boost channel. I'm basically diming it on the way in and then say taking my master volume down just to like about a reasonable level. So, but it breaks up really nicely and responds well to playing dynamics. So when I hit that big E chord, you know, with a lot of power, it's nice and like overdriven. Because I don't really like to play pedals. I don't like to like stomp on pedals when I'm playing, because I'm like a singer in my band and I don't want to do all this tap dancing while I'm trying to perform and sing the song, remember the lyrics, play the guitar right. I just like having like a really good rhythm tone right out of the gate, and this guitar or this amp definitely does that for me. Now let's talk about like tones with this thing. It's definitely not like a distorted guitar amp. Like I don't think you could really get away playing with metal on this. It's just not tight enough, I'd say. Here, let me just try really going crazy with this thing. I've kicked on my Rockett Archer. I mean, also, my tone's not really set up for that. I have a bit too much reverb running, but as you can hear, it just doesn't really, like, keep up with, like, you know, those fast metal palm mutes and whatnot. It does have, like, a good distorted sound, so if you want to go... You know, it still sounds good, distorted, but I definitely think you could probably find something a little better for that sound. For just like my personal playing, if I wanted to kind of kick up some gain a little bit, I can do that, and it's not like horrible. But definitely, like I say, you're recording or in a studio setting, it'd be nicer to have like a Marshall JCM800 or an Orange if you really wanted to get those high gain tones. But for everything from clean to like lightly overdriven, mid gain, this thing will do it. It'll just do it. Let's talk about the cleans. So I just kicked on my Digitech Polara. It's got a nice, you know, just to add it more reverb to the spring reverb on this amp, you know, get it a little bit more wet And I'm just gonna split my coils here, maybe some neck pickup stuff. You see, I still like a little bit of breakup in my cleans, like just a hair, just so it's not like super sanitary. I used to have a Fender Princeton, and that was good. Like I love that amp, but first of all, like it was just too sanitary for me. Like you either need to use like an overdrive and really like give it for it to have like a good overdrive sound, but then at the end of the day, you're essentially just using the overdrive pedal. Unless you're going for like a little more like Americana kind of drive, then it'd be perfect, you know, just like a light crispiness. But this one, I just kind of like that tiny bit of grit, even to a clean tone, just to make it sound a little fatter and not as like pristine. But you can get pristine cleans with this thing, don't get me wrong. I just don't think that's like the hugest selling point of this. If you want like those super pristine cleans, maybe like a Princeton or like just another Fender blackface type amp would probably do it a little bit better. But still, like I said, very versatile amp. You can get good cleans, you can get good lightly driven tones. And I got it for 700 Canadian. Really not a lot of money to spend on an amp with this quality. So maybe eventually I'll get an AC30 when live shows are a thing, and if I can get some like wheels for it or something, because those things are just too heavy. For what I'm doing right now and just for the time being, this AC15 is just like perfect for me. I might be looking into getting a Gibson Skylark in the near future because I just want to experiment with some other small amps, some other odd tones, and they might be a bit similar, but yeah, so if you find one of these for like a good price and the tubes are in good condition, I definitely recommend it. Like I'm nothing but happy with this thing. I'm not like feeling the need to go change it out and like, oh, sell this, buy another one, try this, try this. Like I'm like set on this, like this is like my rhythm sound. This is my tone for what I'm going to be using it for. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to chat in the comments if you have any questions about this amp or just, gear stuff in general. I'm always down for that. So yeah, thank you guys. Peace.